And then some sauce. Welcome, friends. Welcome back to the kitchen. Welcome back to what was on sale at the grocery store today. Today, I was at Blue Sky this morning, and there were beef ribs on sale. There were 3 different kinds of beef ribs at Blue Sky this morning. There were Angus beef ribs, $9.99 a pound. There were beef ribs, $6.99 a pound. And then there were these clearance beef ribs, $1.99 a pound. No clue what clearance beef ribs are, but at $1.99 a pound, I'm in. I'll take it. And I hadn't planned on making beef ribs today because they take a long time in the oven. If you go back on the channel, even back to 2010, you'll see various different ways that I've cooked beef ribs on the channel, both with a slow braise like we're going to do today, and also with more of just an oven roasting. So today we're going to do a slow braise. I'm going to do it in white wine instead of red wine. If you look back, the other ones are red wine or beer. Beer is excellent, like a porter or a stout or something like that. And so what I'm sprinkling on here is Montreal steak spice, our homemade Montreal steak spice. You can find that elsewhere on the channel as well. So let's just get them fully coated. And use whatever spice rub you want. I mean, straight up, super plain salt and pepper tastes amazing. Just, it tastes amazing because there's other flavors going on here. And with that slow, we're going to cook them for 5.5 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That slow cook is going to bring so much flavor that you don't even really need to do this browning step. This browning step is not needed. So I've got bacon fat in here. We're going to quickly sort of brown off the outside. Not a huge deal. Don't worry too much about it. And back to the braising liquid. So I've got beef stock and the white wine. You could use beer. Don't feel that you have to use an alcohol in this. You could just use beef stock or chicken stock and then splash in some vinegar to bring a little bit of acidity. You need that acidity, that foil. And the acidity also enhances or brings out some of the other flavors. Not to the extent that the alcohol brings out those other flavors, because alcohol is a solvent, and it helps release flavors. That's why people use it for cooking. But the acid will certainly get you a long way there. Now I'm frying these off in bacon fat. You can use whatever oil you like. Okay, I'm going to pull these out. That's enough browning. They don't have to be super browned. You don't have to get a really tight, crispy exterior on them. 5.5 hours in the oven braising, you're going to get that Maillard reaction. You're going to get that browning, that deep brown flavor. So you don't really need to build it all that much in the pan right now. So I've got an onion, and I've diced it pretty fine. And the celery, too, also diced pretty fine. I almost want the onion and the celery over this long, slow cook to disintegrate and fall away into the background. Just bring flavor and be almost gone at the end. Next in, I've got some mushrooms, and I've just sort of halved or quartered them. And it's that many mushrooms because that's how many mushrooms were left over from pizza night last Friday night. That's kind of how I cook. Well, if you're here often enough, you know that's how I cook. Use a bunch of different mushrooms. If you want to put mushrooms in this, because they do bring a deep, sort of earthy, rich flavor to the finished dish and to the sauce at the end. Go outside the box. Don't just get the white button mushrooms. Choose some mushrooms that you can't even pronounce the names of. They will bring a very interesting flavor. And every mushroom has a different flavor and texture. Just play around with your mushrooms. Don't always buy the same ones. Okay, so that's coming together nicely. I'm going to put in some tomato paste, a little scoop. Last night, I was at, Julie and I went to sort of a, not a dinner, sort of a stand-up 2-hour kind of cocktail party for Hope Air. Hope Air has a new partner in Toronto, the Radisson Blu Hotel. The Radisson Blu Hotel is has set aside hotel rooms for patients who come in through Hope Air and they need somewhere to stay when they end up at a hospital in Toronto. And so it was to announce that partnership and also just to bring people together at the end of the year as kind of a thank you. You, the people who watch this show, really came through this summer and donated a lot of money to Hope Air. And I thank you so much for that. And it was very interesting walking around last night and talking to people. I had lots of people come over to me and thank you. They wanted to let you know what a difference you made in the lives of people who needed to access healthcare, who needed to come from far-flung places in Northern Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, wherever, that they needed that charity to help them out to cover the costs of travel. You know, and I'm eternally thankful to all of you. You know, you made a real difference this year. Thank you. Okay, so got some pretty good fond going on in the background there. So I'm going to put in now the wine. And this is just a white table wine. Don't overthink it. I'm going to glug in maybe about 1/3 of a bottle. Now, wouldn't be a beef braise. Would not be a beef braise without some Marmite. So I'm going to scoop in maybe about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of Marmite. And we'll get that in there. You know I love Marmite in any sort of stew or braise. Okay, so stir that in. Smells wonderful. I'm going to tip in a little bit of beef broth. Put in about 1.5 cups just to start. And then I'm going to put the beef ribs in. There we go. I've almost got enough liquid in there, but I'm going to just bear with me. I'm just going to pour a little bit into the pan or into the plate that I had the beef ribs on and then tip that in. Now I'm going to put a lid on this. The oven is preheated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is going to go in for 5.5 hours until Julie gets home from work. In the meantime, I'm going to do a mashed cauliflower with a little bit of cheese and cream. And I'm also going to come back and check this a couple of times just to see if I need to add any more liquid. Okay, cauliflower is cooked. I need some cream. So, sprinkle in a little bit of pepper and salt. Splash of cream, maybe a second splash of cream. Some shredded cheddar. And I'll just mash that up. Oh, look at that. Now, I did take some of the fat off of the sauce. Sometimes ribs can be pretty fatty. I did trim a lot of fat off before I cooked them. So just scoop off the fat that you don't want. I took probably 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of fat off. I'm going to save this. It has a very distinct flavor, but I save all the fat, and there will be some other job that I can use that fat for. So now I'm just going to serve it up. And today I'm just going to put it on this bed of mashed cauliflower. And you can mash that as fine as you like. That's how I like it. a rib on top, and then some sauce.
Oh my.
Hey, Jules.
Glenn's clearly keen. Hey, friends. Hey,
I am
Glen.
ready. I am ready.
All right, I'll just wait.
No.
I'll stay out of your way.
Jump in.
Ooh, is that cauliflower on the bottom?
It is.
Is it bad that I start with the cauliflower?
No. Okay.
Oh, cheesy. Yes?
It's December. The heater just came on. Let me turn the heater off. Yes. A little bit of mash with a little bit of cheese and cream.
Mushrooms?
Mushrooms. That beef is just fall apart tender. Really deep, beefy flavor. The sauce is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
A winner.
All right. I know, we made a mess
That's really
everywhere.
good. I've made a mess.
Onion bits everywhere. And
Now, tomorrow's the old cookbook show, and I've got a carrot side dish that I'm about to pull out. So, I'm going to pull it out. You're going to see it. We're going to say goodbye, but you're going to have to come back tomorrow to see how we made it.
put it all together.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to have to come back tomorrow to see this carrot dish from 1944.
I have questions.
Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.